Welcome back. The UND men's basketball team lost a heartbreaker at Northern Colorado on Saturday, falling in overtime on a last-second half-court shot to snap a three-game winning streak. For more on that game with the Bears and a look ahead to this weekend, here's North Dakota head coach Brian Jones and our Alex Heinert.
Thanks, Kelly. Brian Jones, when Northern Colorado and North Dakota get together, it never fails. These games are always close, entertaining. That was the case again this weekend, Saturday in Greeley for you and your guys.
Yeah, it was. Honestly, I told our guys before the game it's going to come down to the last possession. It has the last few years. Even I yelled at Paul Ralston, our radio guy, I told you it's going to come down to this, and it did. So our guys played well. You don't always win when you play well. So I thought we took a huge step in showing some resiliency. When we were down 11, 2 weeks ago, we probably lose by 15.
Yeah.
So that's where I see the growth. The guys are really diving into the defensive side, but also, for the most part, sharing the basketball and valuing the basketball. So I thought we showed a lot of grit. We got the shot we wanted at the end by Cortez. He had just hit one possession before. Got a great shot low on the floor. And just give them a lot of credit. They had a guy their best player make a big shot from half court. I mean, if you lose that half court shot on the road, hats off to Northern Colorado.
Yeah, third straight game in this series that had gone to overtime. I think seventh in a row that had been decided close. I mean, these have all been close games. You mentioned in that first half, they came out strong. I think up 11-2. You had to fight your way back a couple of times in that first frame. And you mentioned it. It feels like the confidence this team had gathered over this three-game winning streak helped them come back and not give up in that first half when things were down.
It did. Honestly, they jumped on us a little bit. It was due to them getting some extra effort plays, 50-50 balls, which you have to come up with those on the road, even at home, but this year especially with this group. But then they got some separation at the end of half. Again, we had 3 straight turnovers that led to easy baskets. Those are catastrophic turnovers that lead to easy scores that you can't even give your defense a chance to catch them to set up. So, but came out second half, really strung together, a nice run, kept chipping away. Then they made another run. Then we just the last 8 minutes of the game, our guys. That's where I thought we really showed some toughness, some unselfishness, and just a will to find a way to get back in the game and to win a game.
Yeah, you mentioned this team just finding a way, and they were doing so with their three-point shot not falling. I think 3 for 11 in this game, first time in 4 games. You'd struggled a bit from behind the arc. How have you seen this offense evolve over the last 2 weeks to be able to overcome a poor shooting night from the outside?
Really just trusting and realize I think early in the year we have so many confident guys, which you love. I can get us going. I'm going to take this shot. And now it's more like trust. Make the extra one. The next guy will make that shot. And we got to give Northern Colorado, they lead the nation in the fewest three-point shots given up in a game. So they took us out of that, but that's kind of what they've been doing to everybody all year long. So we were able to get to the rim and post up and do other things right in the middle of the paint. So, we were finding other ways to score, which is big for us.
Yeah. At the end of regulation, you're down by 2. Gino Crandall's at the free throw line. He had just made the first free throw, misses the second. Great play by Connor Avance to come across the lane, get the board, hit the putback to send the game into overtime. He had a phenomenal effort for the whole night, his first career double-double. Talk about that play by Connor.
Just a will. I mean, he is Johnny on the spot for us. He's our anchor. Defensively, he probably took 4 charges in the game, but he's a guy. I feel now he's finally getting. He had no preseason. He was kind of worn down early in the year. He just didn't have the conditioning in him. Now I feel he's kind of getting his second win. We're seeing the Connor Avance we know and we love, and those are the kind of plays that give you a chance to win a game. Unfortunately, he made a heck of a play, and it was a tough finish, high off the glass from about 6 feet.
With a couple of guys in his face, too.
So it just shows you the toughness that he has. But again, that was a big boost. Going in the overtime, we had a big shot in the arm. We knew it was going to be a game after that.
Yeah, and it was. Certainly, teams traded buckets in the OT, and you already mentioned Andre Spite with the half-court shot to win the game for them, 94-91, the final, ending a 3-game winning streak. But even in a defeat, and you mentioned it a moment ago, too, this team can still take a lot of positives from a good Northern Colorado team on the road that you really pushed until the very end.
Yeah, it just showed, to me, it's more like we're starting to turn that corner. Yeah. It's always, at this level, you want to turn it at the right time. And I feel we've been blessed since I've been here. We've always peaked at the right time, and that's the second half of the season. So that's what I'm hopeful. If we continue to stay the course and focus on the things that we need to get better at and focusing on ourselves, not so much the opponent. That's with so many new faces, sometimes as coaches you worry so much about the scout instead of getting better individually and collectively as a group. So I think we focused on that the last 2 weeks. we got to continue to stick with that.
Yeah, the team will look to continue to make those strides forward on the road again this week at Cheney and Moscow on Thursday and Saturday. You've already seen these two teams once this season here at home. How do you learn from those defeats to the Vandals and the Eagles, and what do you want to take out of these two games coming up?
Well, biggest thing, we're such a different team now.
Sure. And it was only a month ago too.
Yes,
that's what's so crazy.
In a good way. We obviously we're coming off Christmas break, and they're a better team too. But I think we've kind of found our identity now, and getting comfortable in that. So we got to, obviously both places are really tough to play, but we've had success in both places as well. So we got to be confident in that. And they're two of the upper teams in our league. So we're going to have to, always our goal when we go on the road is find a way to get a split. If you can get a split, you're happy with that, and it gives you a chance to win. So both games, we got to be able to make open shots against their zone defense. We got to value the basketball, but we got to be able to defend and make them score versus a set defense in a half court.
Two good opportunities to keep moving up the standings. 8 o'clock Central in Cheney on Thursday. 9 o'clock Central in Idaho. Set your alarms, everybody. Stay up late on Saturday night. UND taking on those two teams coming up. Brian, safe travels out west.
Right.
Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Brian Jones. Kelly, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Alex. Well, coming up after the break, we will send it back up to Grand Forks and switch gears to women's basketball. Alex Heinert sits in with Travis Brewster. Stay tuned.